congratulations to Ohio State, Chris's team. Played really hard. They played really good defense. And, I thought they wore us out. I thought we were worn out at the end. And they, part of it obviously is what they're doing against us. And the kid Russell really hit some big buckets for them coming off the bench. But they're well coached, they're well balanced, and you know, we fouled so much. It's the worst that we fouled. We've been really good at not turning it over and not fouling. And tonight, I mean, we had 23 fouls. And I think part of that shows it being tired. Just not playing with the same foot speed that we normally have. But congratulations to them, Wendell. At the end, you know, he had hit some big buckets, and they're good. You know, they're a really good team and great crowd, and it's a good learning experience for our kids. Yeah. So, any questions that you all might have?
Questions first for Wendell, please.
Wendell, those last few minutes when they went on the 12-0 run, offensively, was it getting tired? Was it getting worn out, like Coach said? Was it something they were doing defensively? What did you see those last few minutes?
I think it came down to they just made more plays than we did at the end of the game. They got the stops they needed to hit big shots. We came down, we got the looks we wanted. Our shots just didn't fall. I mean, sometimes it happens like that. Again, they're a very good team. I mean, they fought the whole game. Both teams play hard. But at the end of the day, they came out with one more shot.
Wendell, how did the foul trouble affect you guys defensively in particular?
I think the foul trouble kind of played into what they wanted to do. I feel like they didn't really want to get up and down in the beginning, but once we started fouling, it kind of allowed them to get their breath, come down and run their offensive sets, and they executed at the end. So we keep them off the line, just gave them easy points when the clock wasn't running. So we do a better job keeping them off the line. That allows us to play our defense, get on transition like we like to do.
What concerned you most about Ohio State as you prepared for them?
Just how many wild card guys they have. I mean, they have a guy every night that you don't expect him to maybe score a lot of points, but he does that night. And, I mean, really for them, I think it could be any guy. It's not just E.J. Liddell. Tonight for them was Zeb Key. He was huge for them in the paint. He scored probably 80% of the time he got the ball in there. And that was a huge thing for them. I think the main thing is they have a lot of depth. They have a lot of guys. They have a lot of guys that we had to look out in the scout for. They got good shooters that the bigs can pass out to. Overall, this is a really good team. I mean, we scouted them well. I don't think it had anything to do with the scout. I mean, again, they made one more bucket at the end of the game.
Back in the middle of the room, Steve, can you pass that back?
Hey, Wendell, on that last possession, can you just talk about what kind of look you guys were trying to get and what were the options there?
Yeah, really, in the game, it was just whatever the best look was. Whoever felt like they had the open look first. I mean, Paulo got a good shot in the wing, and we had a chance to rebound and they came down with it. I mean, so again, sometimes the ball falls like that.
Back in the front. Right in the front.
Wendell, Coach mentioned this is going to be a learning experience for you guys, obviously. I know it just happened, but as one of the leaders on this team, what was sort of your message in the locker room and sort of what is the message going forward from here?
I think the main message is we got to learn from it. We got a 2-week break here, so we need to get refreshed, get guys back healthy, just hit the ground running again. Things like this happen sometimes early in the season. So again, we got to take it as a learning experience. We can't be down about it. I mean, that in the world is just one game. We got many more games to go. So just keep building, just keep learning from it.
Anything else for Wendell? One more here.
Wendell, you mentioned guys being wild cards. Cedric Russell hit some big shots. I'm curious how much you guys knew about him. He hadn't played a ton for Ohio State yet this year.
Yeah. Like I said, we didn't know much about him. We knew he could shoot the ball really well. We knew he was a really good guard. But again, he came out and hit some big shots. I mean, like I said before, I mean, you never know who's going to be with him.
All right, Wendell, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
how different this is from some of the contests you guys have previously played.
Yeah, I didn't think in the first half we were real smart on fouls, and there are calls, where it's a block or a charge, and that type of thing. But overall, we reached out where it's a foul, and then and that accumulates. And then if a guy has foul trouble and you're a little bit tired too, it has an impact on you. I mean, it's part of a learning experience of being a good player, being able to play with foul trouble. And but it's very uncharacteristic of our team. It's these 7 games that way. My team's played great basketball, and we played a good first half. And at the start of the second half, we did not get stops. We were still scoring, and then I think we were not getting the stops. We weren't able to lengthen the lead a couple times, and that they just stayed right in there. So it's going back and forth. Then all of a sudden, their freshness and whatever took over.
Coach, the final 5 minutes that, didn't score a field goal the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, well, we only scored 23 in the second.
Right.
So-
Was that, again, the foul trouble having not the right?
No, I think we didn't finish, and I think when, guys took it to the basket hard, it's not like they took a bunch of bad shots. Like Wendell said, you still have to make shots. And if you make one of those, it gives you some oomph, and it just wore on us. And again, they play good defense too, so just a combination of that. But I trust my guys. I trust them to make plays, and we weren't able to make shots tonight during that time. And again, their defense had a lot to do with it. But we still have to make some shots.
Gentlemen,
I'm not blaming my team at all. I mean, I'm proud of my team.
Mike, you mentioned learning experience. You have an emotional win the other night, then you won the road in the Cup. What do you want them to learn from tonight?
Well, just what it takes. We put together a very ambitious schedule. You start out with Kentucky, and you have Gonzaga, and you have Ohio State, and you have 5 pretty good teams in between in a 22-day period, and that's a lot. We have a young team. Those guys are real good, but they're young, and they have not gone through anything like this. So it's a period of time. I call it like an energy cycle, and the season has different energy cycles. We knew that we were at the end of this one, and we tried on Sunday and Monday to get our team refreshed. I thought today we were pretty good, and then they play hard, so they wear you out. They're good. It's not just that they make you do those things. So it's a combination. I mean, if they don't show up and play as hard as they do, then those last 5 minutes would have looked different.
Mike, when you're preparing for E.J. Liddell, he's going to get a lot of the looks and a lot of the attention, but when Zed Key does what he does tonight, how much did that change the balance of the game?
No, we were prepared for Key also. I mean, we knew that he back to the basket, multiple dribbles, and that they go to him. And but he did a good job against us. We should have defended him. We should have defended him better. But again, when you in a game, the other guy's trying to do well, and he did well. He did better than we did. But it wasn't because we didn't know that he could do well. He had really a good game. Very methodical and powerful.
Time for a couple more.
Like you talk about energy cycles, how much of that is mental? I mean, these 18-year-old kids coming off a big win, how do you?
No, I don't think we certainly did not overlook Ohio State. You know, like, that's the mental part. If you live in the past, you know, so mentally, I thought we were right on target for tonight. And with scouting, respect, and whatever. There's an emotional toll that wears on you too. And look, in order to win big, you gotta be able to win multiple big games in a row. You know, if this was a final, or the NCAA, you win on a Friday, you gotta win on a Sunday. So we were not able to do that. That's kind of how we will talk about this. You know, and in the NCAA, you're gonna win a big game on a Thursday or Friday, and then how can you come back? And, but again, mentally in that, I thought we were good. I just didn't think we got it turned around enough against a really good team, a team that'll probably be a good NCAA team.
Last one here.
Paolo never looked overly comfortable tonight. Was that something that Ohio State was doing in particular, or is that just part of his maturation process as a young player?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. You know, he's going to get the best shot of every team. I thought we were playing a little bit too finesse to begin with, and then he started playing powerful. I mean, he's a really good player, and but, you know, like we trust him, we like him. We're not going to bench him. But it's learning for him too. That and you're coming against older guys, you know, older, good, really well coached teams. That, you know, this is his 8th college game. So there's always a lot to learn.
All right, Coach, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.